Can you clap? Can you clap for me? Yes. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello. Oh, let me set my frame.
Okay.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the podcast. We're still figuring out.
Podcast.
We don't yet have our brand, and that's something that we're discovering. We went for a little Letterman look. I feel like that's what this is. But who's Letterman in this scenario? I feel like you're Letterman. I feel like I'm on the guest because I'm on the... Or wait. No, I'm on the couch. You're in the chair. So you're David Letterman.
I feel like the way that I'm sitting gives me like host energy because I'm so comfortable. You look a little tense.
I look tense?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it the seating?
I think it's the sharp breathing.
I'm breathing really heavy right now, and I don't know why. Like, I feel really out of breath, and I'm breathing really heavy. Wait, don't say a word. Yeah, that's really heavy. I feel like I've been running.
You know, it's funny because before we started this, I couldn't breathe.
And then we transferred.
And now I'm fine.
That tends to happen. That tends to happen with us.
I'm going to put a coaster down for you, okay?
I apologize. So this is the brand. We're still figuring it out. We're going for David Letterman meets Johnny Carson. They're the same thing. People are going to get mad about that.
You know, I've never...
You've never watched Late Night?
I've never watched Late Night Johnny Carson.
He was before our time.
And the reason why I know him is because I had a ballet teacher named Carson, and my mom would always call her Johnny Carson.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Wow. But you've never watched. He was fine. He was good. He was good. He was fun.
I'm sure he was, guys.
People still talk about him.
Yeah.
But now no one watches Late Night. Late Night's dead. Does anyone watch Late Night? You have
Jimmy Fallon.
Who watches Jimmy Fallon?
I do.
When do you watch Jimmy Fallon? You Google Jimmy Fallon, but do you watch Jimmy Fallon?
Well, we don't have cable.
Would you watch so this is when Jimmy Fallon is on, like, right now.
I'm not the type of person to like tune into a TV show every night. I was never really that type of person unless I was watching a show with my family.
Okay.
And maybe that's the generation that we live in.
Yes.
But
you auditioned for that show?
No, I didn't.
No, that wasn't the one?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that's the same actress.
No, okay, never mind. Sorry.
I didn't get it. Spoiler alert.
We have the TV on, so we're seeing things. Anyway, Jimmy Fallon, the king of late night.
Jimmy Fallon. Now I'm thinking of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. He has one.
Yes. The Tonight Dough.
Fuck.
So good.
Ugh.
That's the only thing that he's ever done.
That good. And fish food. I don't dislike Jimmy Fallon.
I hate Jimmy Fallon.
Is he problematic?
So much. He's done blackface.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Actually.
But they literally all have. He's done some stuff in his day.
But why don't you like him?
He's not funny. He's fake. He's not funny. There's also big T on Jimmy Fallon.
But I know he's an alcoholic.
Raging.
I think that makes me like him more, honestly.
That he has issues. I don't know why they hide it. They NBC really tries to hide it.
I think it makes sense, though.
Yeah, he's supposed to be
the model.
And also,
like, a lot of the celebrities, like Gigi Hadid, when she was pregnant, like, he would call her and stuff, and she'd be like, Uncle Jimmy, about her baby. Like, they're all very close to him, all the celebs that go on his show, it feels like. But maybe I just, like, believe all the celeb gossip that I see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, my God.
They can't see this, but what is this?
It's Gigi Hadid.
Oh, there you go.
I love her.
I know nothing about her.
She's just really cool.
Nice.
And she likes eating bagels.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, I think, okay. Not my favorite. The only, like, in our generation late night person that I actually like is Conan O'Brien. I do like Conan. I think Conan's funny.
I don't watch him. He feels kind of old to me. Because
he got cheated from that whole thing. He was supposed to take over for Jay Leno.
Oh, Jay Leno annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, Jay Leno, boo. He was supposed to take over for Jay Leno. Jay Leno announced that he was going to leave. Conan O'Brien had the spot to take over for David Letterman, I believe. No. I'm making this up in my head. No, it was Jay Leno's show. It was very contentious. All the other late night people got involved. David Letterman said a lot of things about Jay Leno. That's what I'm thinking about. But no, Conan O'Brien was supposed to take over for Jay Leno's spot. And then Conan O'Brien was announced. He was about to go on the show. And then Jay Leno said, never mind, I'm actually going to stay.
So
and
then
Conan
where
O'Brien
did
was
Jay
out of a
Leno
job.
go?
Well, now he's not doing it anymore because like it was a very controversial move. Didn't bode well for Jay.
Conan O'Brien has his own show though now, right?
He did. He did it on TBS though. It wasn't like a NBC late night.
Okay. Well, the only current late night person I know is Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Kimmel.
I mean, yeah.
I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. I don't like the Jimmys.
I don't mind him either. I like celebrity interviews. I watch it for the celebs.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I don't watch it for the person doing the interview.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how I feel. And one day we'll bring a celebrity on this podcast, and you too will be watching for the celeb and not us.
Yep. We are, but yeah.
We're hoping that you tune in for our personalities.
No, they're only here for the celebs.
Yeah. That's why I listen to podcasts, for the celebs. Fully.
So this is going to be really successful.
Or I listen to like those like generic podcasts. I feel like you listen to comedic podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
We listen to we watch very different types of TV. We listen to very different types of podcasts.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that naturally Aaron is a happy person. He has a happy disposition. And he loves watching depressing, kind of like dark stuff. And I know that like comedy doesn't technically go into that genre, but I think it does. I think that stand-up comedians are really sad and dark, and it's hard for me to watch them sometimes because it makes me feel sad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm a naturally, although I don't like to say this, bitter person.
Not bitter, I think.
I'm more pessimistic than you are.
Right, that's what it is.
And I don't like to say that I'm pessimistic, and I think my mom would kill me if she heard me saying that, but
Why? Why would she kill you?
because she's so like optimistic.
Right.
And I think it's honestly like my mom's side of the family is very optimistic. Like if they hear you saying anything negative, they're like, don't say that into existence.
Right.
And your thoughts are controlling like how like you can control the outcome of your life basically with your thoughts. And I do believe that, so I'm trying to be more positive, but I do think I have like more naturally my dad's side of the family.
Where do you think that mentality comes from?
In my family?
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just always been there.
Why? I'm interested.
I think that my grandparents are naturally optimists.
Yes, but it's almost very spiritual optimism.
Yeah, it is.
Like it's very tied to...
Well, I think...
Because I'm an optimist, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily spiritual about it. Like,
well, yes, yeah. I also think you're a very lucky person. Like you believe in luck.
Yes.
Over things. Like I don't know if you necessarily believe that you can control everything, but I think you believe that good things are going to happen to you because you're a lucky person.
Okay, yeah.
But
yes, kind of.
I almost find it more reassuring the other way, because I don't think I'm a naturally lucky person. I've never thought that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
I do think though that your situation's working out for you because you are a naturally lucky person.
Yeah, this is really working for me.
No, but your life tends to like really work out in very mysterious ways. Like good things always happen to you, which is good because I'm dating you, so good for me.
Yeah, it's great.
By association.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's almost comforting the other way for me.
Right.
Because I know that like I have control over things, but then that also freaks me out because my anxiety is like, even the things that you think that are bad are going to come true. Well,
I think, my thoughts on this are if you only think about the most positive outcome, you will because you're ruled by the way that you think. So if you think, well, good things are going to happen to me, I think in the overall, you're going to eventually make tiny little decisions that you might not be conscious of are leading to good things, and you're going to make that happen for yourself. So it's not necessarily that I think I'm lucky. It's that I'm optimistic about certain things. So I feel like I make general decisions that lead to better outcomes out of good versus bad. When I tend to think negatively, I just fall into
I think
Neverland.
It is an energy thing too. Like
Neverland.
Oh God.
People left Neverland. Folks.
But you
Trying to do my Jimmy.
You do attract what you put out there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And I think for a while, like honestly, like in my friend groups in high school, and I still feel bad about this, I was the negative one. Like I do think in a lot of parts of my life, I was the negative person. And even in college sometimes, I think it shifted for me because I grew up. But I was just so like, I don't know, woe is me. Like, I think it's also because I think.
What's this glass?
What do you mean? Oh, half full.
Well, that's good.
I know the answer to that question though.
No, but like, is that how you see it?
I don't think I see it that way. I think I see it half empty.
Boom.
Do you see it half full?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Like if you were to look at it's as simple as looking at a glass.
See, that makes me so sad though, that is my outlook on life, because I think that I was raised to think positively. And I fucked up somewhere. But
yeah, I agree. I'm just kidding. No, it's
I don't know. Cuz I really don't want to be a negative person, and I feel like I can switch that.
Yeah, I mean, like anything else, it takes practice.
I think it also takes like gratitude. Like,
yes, it takes gratitude.
You know, and
it takes being able to, take a deep breath. Like, folks, we had a roller coaster today.
We did.
Care to explain?
Wait, but first I want to say this.
Care to explain?
I think that the reason why I see like...
That's when the audience would clap if they could.
I think that you see the moment. Do you know what I mean? And I always see like what's going to happen next.
Right.
So I have a really hard time like being happy in the moment. And I'm always thinking like, okay, when am I going to book something? When am I going to, be able to do the projects that I want to do? When am I going to be able to have like a following? And when am I going to be able to choose my life? And when am I going to have kids? And when am I going to have a bigger family? Like all this stuff. When am I going to, how long am I going to stay in LA? When will I be in San Francisco? Like all this stuff, I feel like maybe is what makes me.
Yeah, that's
like,
a
what
lot.
What do I don't have?
That was a lot of things.
I know. Here's a little insight into my brain.
That was a lot. I'm just
today was
looking
a roller
at the
coaster.
ceiling, and I'm going, "Wow, that looks like popcorn."
But you take it one step at a time.
But I also have very little thoughts, is what I've realized.
Well,
like I don't really
here's
think
the
about
difference
anything.
between me and Aaron, and it's a fundamental difference. And in the beginning of our relationship, I really thought like, this is gonna be. I can't date this person. I cannot date this person. There is no way in hell that like. I didn't understand my attraction to him because we were so different. And my mother always told me, be with someone who is similar to you. And I did not understand that until later on in our relationship.
Okay.
But I remember like when I get really stressed, I get 1,000 thoughts in my head, like going through my head. And they just spiral and spiral. And I think about ridiculous things. Yeah. When Aaron gets stressed, he thinks about literally nothing. Literally nothing. Like in the darkest times of your life, I'll be like, are you okay? You want to talk? And you're like, there's nothing in my head right now.
In the darkest times of my life?
Yeah, and that I've experienced with you.
Uh-huh.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think in general.
In the darkest times of your life, let's be honest. Let's be honest on the podcast.
Oh my God. Yeah. I think that I'm just someone who, I don't know. But that's something that I'm working on. I think that it's not
I don't
good
think it's
to
a
be
bad
too much.
thing.
But I don't think
I think it's a blessing, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great.
Do you actually believe that?
What do you mean?
That it's great.
Yeah. I don't know. It's good.
You don't have an opinion on it?
I don't have any thoughts about it. I think it's fine. I would like to be more, I don't know, like I think about when I was a kid and I have this memory of my mom had just cut watermelon, and it was like in Chinatown where we grew up, and you could hear all the cars and planes, and we would just me and my brother, we would just sit out in like this rec deck area that was just, it just smelled like cigarettes and smoke, and my mom had just cut us watermelon, and I just was standing there with like a handful of seeds, and I just started digging in the dirt and putting the seeds in the dirt. Yeah, there was dirt.
Oh.
And I put the seeds in the dirt. My brother was like, "You idiot, that's not how it works. What are you thinking?" And I was like, "I'm not thinking."
So you're a doer, not a thinker.
Yes.
Are you?
I think I would like to be a doer, but I'm not a doer. So I'm just not a thinker or a doer.
I'm a thinker.
I don't know what I am. But anyway, we had a really roller coaster of a day. Care to explain?
I lost my passport. And let me just start the day by saying that I was reminded that my yeast infection has not gone away this morning.
Thank God.
And
I was just about to ask, how's
crying.
that going?
It feels fine now.
Right.
But this morning it didn't. And so I cried in the bathroom. And
yep.
Then I forgot to take my birth control too this morning. And I didn't leave the house till 2 p.m. And if I don't leave the house, I turn into a feral beast.
I didn't leave the house at all today.
Yeah, but you're okay. You survive in the darkness.
That's true.
If I don't leave the house, there's photos of me that we're gonna attach that in here. Can we do that? Can we bing,
yeah, we'll do
bing,
right there.
Yeah, of me falling asleep on the floor, in my comfy. Also, this is an ad. If we had ads, we would be
sponsored by Comfy.
We would be sponsored by Comfy because we share one Comfy. We need to get Aaron another one. And it's the best thing in the whole world. I truly think that everyone needs a Comfy, especially if you're a cold-blooded person like myself.
You might be anemic.
I think I am
I'm not
anemic.
just saying that.
I'm always freezing. You guys probably will see me.
She said today, I wish we lived in a warm place. We live in Los Angeles.
I did feel as a kid in San Francisco, I was like, I can't stay here because it's too cold. And then I went to Michigan. But they put the heat on indoors, at least in Michigan. I don't know. The point is, back to it wasn't even a terrible day. It was just one of those glum days where you just feel kind of shitty.
You lost your passport and you needed it.
I needed my passport, not because I was leaving the country, but because...
She's out.
What? Donna?
No, you.
What?
You're out of the country. Anyway, move on. Move on. Let's move on. I didn't mean that to be a thing.
What was I saying?
You were talking about not needing to leave the country.
I needed my passport. I couldn't find my passport. I haven't found it for a year, honestly. And I thought it would just show up. So I wasn't really worried about it, but I needed it today. And so that was just kind of a looming stress. And then I didn't end up going to the gym today. And so I felt a little sad about that. And I really did nothing. And then I walked with my friend and I felt better, but I was still kind of anxious. And she also scratched her car and dented it. So that sucked for her.
Not great.
not great. It didn't look great.
It's a really tight garage, though. You know, you can hate on that.
It's
all
not
day.
her fault. I don't think it's her fault.
No,
I would do that.
If
too.
I had to pull out of that garage, it's a RAV4, and it's maybe like the size of a RAV4 plus 2 more. Also, her roommate also has the exact same RAV4.
Really?
Yes.
That's weird.
Right? I saw the
A little
RAV4.
weird.
I thought I was having a fever dream. It's like when a
The
guy,
exact same RAV4, but
in
not
black.
scratched.
but in black.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was very weird. It was very upsetting. Yeah, it was a stressful day.
And we got into a lot of fights today. We
Yeah.
did. And let me tell you, I think I've grown a lot since we've moved in together because you can't make someone leave when you live together. And
Yeah, you can't say, "Hey, I'm upset. I'm going to my room," because then it's just
but to be fair, I
there.
think even when we did fight as a couple, like before we were moved in together, I never wanted you to leave. If I would say leave,
Yes, which was confusing.
Okay, but you understand that.
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
But when you tell me to leave, do you actually mean it?
No.
There you go.
There you go.
So, it's fine that I just feel like I've grown a little bit though, because I've been like, you know what, this is probably an issue with myself, and I'm projecting it onto you.
Right.
And
yeah,
I
do the same thing though. It's like I think you just have to understand that not every. I think like I feel bad sometimes because my way of doing it is by being short with people. You know what I mean? Like I'm non-confrontational, but I still get upset with a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I get upset by things. And I get upset very easily. I wouldn't say very easily, but I get upset by things. But I'm non-confrontational by nature, so the result of that is me still needing to express that anger. It just often translates into something kind of, it's like I'll say something off-putting or I'll make a little comment, and that's my way of doing it.
So you're like passive aggressive.
Yes, I couldn't find the word.
Yeah, you are passive aggressive. You're sassy.
Yeah.
I'm explosive.
Yes.
And I think it's
I
know it's because the way that my family fought growing up.
You're fat boy, I'm little girl. Wait, is that what the bombs were named? Little boy.
What?
You're fat boy, I'm little boy. What?
Talking about Hiroshima.
Yep. Won't get into that, but I was trying to make an analogy about the way that we do things.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in my family, like you scream at each other so much. We scream at each other so much, like even when we're normally talking. Like I will be talking to Aaron like in an annoyed tone and he's like, "Stop yelling at me." And in my mind, I'm perplexed because that's just not yelling to me. Mm-hmm. Like you're
anything above a whisper is yelling to me.
Like I'll be like, "Aaron, I'm just really frustrated because of this." He's like, "Stop yelling at me." I'm like, and then it makes me more upset because I'm like,
it does rev you up.
I can't believe you're telling me that is yelling. It revs me up.
You're getting revved up right now.
It gets me revved up, guys.
You can see what I mean.
But yeah. Anyway, this made me think of something else, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
You don't mind. So, as I tell you guys, I listen to podcasts that are by celebs. And who's the guy, Jay Shetty, who's really like all...
I have no idea who
yes,
that
you
is.
do. I talk about him to you.
Who is that?
He's the like really like new hot love guy. Like he talks about... He was a monk.
Oh,
and he talks about love.
Yeah, monks are interesting.
Well, anyway...
I won't get into that.
We can...
Here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, have you heard about that?
No, I don't want to... That is a really disturbing image.
It is terrifying. It's the Murdaugh murders.
Really disturbing image.
He just got sentenced double life today.
What the fuck was that?
So,
oh, I'm scared. I'm getting heebie-jeebies.
Okay, we won't talk about it.
No, just tell me.
I mean, it's kind of funny. No, it's not. It's terrible. It is terrible. But the cross-examination that he did was kind of funny. So what happened was they were in like his ranch home. I think it was his ranch home. I could be wrong about that. And yeah, you might be wrong. in the Midwest by my bro. And he murdered his son and his wife.
Why?
That's what people don't really understand. I presume that's why Netflix made a documentary about it.
Netflix needs to stop making things about murderers. It's getting
It's
annoying.
all reality TV. And they're making like murdering people reality
because,
TV. It's crazy.
It makes me sick.
And they're like, we're not part of the problem by making documentaries about people killing each other, and this is why.
And it's like they're just like
and we'll win Emmy Awards from it.
Too.
It's hilarious. Anyway, yes, he killed his son and his wife, and basically on trial he was like, I wasn't there. I wasn't at the house all day. And they're like, we have security footage of like
the murder.
You were there. No, like it says you were at the house.
When was this?
Oh man, it was a bit ago.
Trials go on forever.
I know. He got double life though. He's going away. Yeah, not great.
Okay, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve double life, but what the fuck is the point of
double life? It's so funny
life?
when they do double life. As if like, I think it's like just a metaphorical thing.
Is it just saying like because we don't have the death penalty anymore?
No, I mean what it is it's like saying, the amount, for example, like if I were to go to CVS and let's say that at the CVS not everything is locked up. Like let's say at this CVS toothpaste isn't locked up and I were to shoplift this toothpaste and leave, I'd get fined like a couple $100. Do you know what I mean? And if I kept doing that, if I kept going to CVS and I kept stealing toothpaste, they'd go, come on, just like stop. And then I would probably do some time eventually if I kept doing it, if I kept repeated offending. Right. So basically like it's just like time sentences. So everything, murder, drunk driving, all of these things, like there's an amount of time in jail that you spend. So because
he killed two people, he gets double life.
Because he killed someone and because he killed a minor, depending on how you do it, it just adds up. They do the math. People, they go, this plus this equals double life. And then now just in case he lives a couple 100 years. But yeah, it's more of like a physical thing. So that like when the judge reads it back, or the jury,
it just sounds more dramatic.
It's like you get 2 life
double
sentences.
Life.
And they go, ooh, shouldn't have done that. And he goes, shoot. Oh, man.
That makes me really sad.
It is sad.
If you guys see the picture on Netflix, like, I'm just giving you a warning.
We'll have it right here.
Look away. If you're watching with your children.
Murdaugh murders.
Please cover their eyes. That is the most disturbing image I've ever seen.
They have it just like on the Netflix.
It's not even like a disturbing image. It's no.
Should I turn off the TV? I'll turn off the TV.
No, because we need the lighting.
That's true. We need the lighting.
Don't ruin my angle. What were we talking? Oh, Jay Shetty. Okay. So I was listening to his podcast and actually, I was listening to his Call Her Daddy interview. And he was saying that, you don't receive anything from your partner, if that makes sense. Like you have to come as a whole person because what you look for in your partner, and I may be describing this the wrong way, but listen to me before you make funny faces. What you look for in your partner is what maybe you weren't given as a child or what you feel that you need currently in your life. And he said, like, you shouldn't look for those things in your partner to fill those holes. Like, you shouldn't look for, your partner to give you the love language that you express or that you crave. Like, you should accept the love languages that they give you, and you should come as a full person and kind of just accept them as that person. And I don't know why it made me so upset. Like, I think I got really defensive about that.
Why?
I think because I was like, oh, well, but you do get things from your partner and you go from them. But maybe it's just because I'm insecure that I said that.
Yeah, I disagree. Of course you do.
Okay, but he also said something else that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
He was talking about how him and his wife, they both value something over everything else. And her value over everything else is family.
Okay.
Okay.
That's.
And his value is his passion and his career. Oh. So if they, if he has an obligation, he wants her to come support him. If she has a family obligation.
But he is family. So how does that work?
Well, I think he means her family.
Okay.
I don't know. It's interesting because it made me think about our passions and priorities and like what we really value. And I can't think of yours. And that made me feel like a bad partner. It did. Like, what is the one thing that you value over everything else?
I think I value connection.
With who, though?
I don't know.
I don't think that's true.
Myself?
Like your alone time?
No. I mean, that's not what I value.
Like, what is the most important thing in your life?
I don't know. I think my people, you, the cat, my parents. That's it. The audience.
I want you to think about that question.
Okay, we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, folks. Well, we found your passport. Just
my
to look
mom
back to
found
the
my
end of that
passport
story.
because she's amazing.
We were about to film the podcast, and your mom texts back saying, "I can't find it. I've turned the house upside down." She goes to bed with a full face of makeup, and then she sends me a text.
I'm not wearing a full face. Okay, I'm not wearing a full face.
Written like the picture was written in Spanish, like it was labeled in Spanish.
I don't know why it was labeled in Spanish.
So I'm reading. I'm like, what did she send me? Is she sending me like a note? Do I have to check on her?
I was sleeping in the bed like this.
She took a
like this, so that I wouldn't ruin my makeup. Anyway, continue.
And I get a photo that's labeled in Spanish, and I'm like, what is this? And then it's a photo of her passport. So I'm like, thank God. And I go to the bedroom, and she's just like lying like a sausage. Glad that's over.
And we were like really happy, but then we continued to fight, and
because I made chicken. It was the chicken. That was the straw.
I have like very specific things that I cannot handle. And one of them is the smell specifically of the chicken that Aaron makes.
And anything related to red sauce, which must be like a cope. We're going to figure that out.
Okay, I'm getting better about that. It's because of a book that I read as a child, and it really scarred me, and I can't read red sauce.
I have a question about that, though, because maybe it was the book, but what was happening in your life around that time that you put on the book?
I don't remember.
See, now we're getting somewhere. See, this is what the Jimmy Fallon experience should be. Getting real.
Oh my God, now the Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. He won for that. Isn't that nuts?
I don't want to see this. I mean, I heard he was really good. My sister said he was amazing, which really worried me. Because I worry about her a lot with those sorts of situations.
It was crazy. Like, I know it's been said before. But they, were warned about him by, so many people. They were like, it smells funky in that place. And the police were like, yeah, what do you want us to do about it? Anyhow. Well, what's been going on in the world, What's been going on in the world? They're going after what? Say what you were going to say.
Wait, you were going to tell me.
You had a thought.
That's what I wanted. I want to know the tea.
They're going after Simu.
Why?
On Twitter. This is actually an interesting thing. And what I want you to do right now is Google Simu Nicki Minaj controversy. And I want you to tell me what it predates. Because as of yesterday, when I had heard about this Simu controversy, I was like, what's going on? I read about it. Then today, right before, I wanted to refresh what's going on with Simu, and I couldn't find anything. It was like completely purged from the internet.
What was it? What happened?
So a bunch of tweets. So Simu, Shang-Chi, Kim's convenience store. This Simu, a bunch of unsavory tweets came out that he had posted from like 2012, from like 10 years ago. Came out. People like
What?
dug up. Oh, there he is again. Basically, the one that I read, and I'm sure that there are many others, but this is the one that I read that I was like, interesting. It was, I thought I was at a Nicki Minaj concert. It turns out I was just looking at a homeless man on the street. That's what he tweeted.
That's crazy.
Which is just a crazy joke to make.
That's insane.
That is insane.
That's kind of funny.
I don't know how you arrive at one point to the other, but that was the one that people were most upset about. That sounds like
something that like a 7th grader would say.
Yeah, it's totally 7th grade humor. It's totally 7th grade humor. And he would have been, what, 20?
Okay.
At that time?
Some people, they're really immature at 20.
Also, okay, this is how I like to think about that. And I don't know what else he was tweeting because I couldn't find him because they were purged from the internet, which I want to get into after. But, okay, the way that I like to think about that is he's been in Los Angeles. He moved here from Canada. He's like getting nothing. He's been auditioning. Just like, he was doing stock photography.
Wow.
Like, just like the photos of like office people. He was one of the like.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that actually.
There are tons of photos of Simu. We're gonna have that right here, and we can have that because it's stock photography. Simu, he was literally doing that. He was probably so fed up. He was probably waiting tables for like 10 hours a night.
How long did it take him to get booked?
I have no idea. It was like in 2016. He did
research every single actor and count up the years, how long it took them to get booked. He
probably would have been like 26
from when they started auditioning, so that I can figure out my career route.
He would have. This is our career route right here. This is it. We are the Tonight Show. 26, 27 he was.
Okay.
So like that was like 5 years after these unsavory tweets. So he was probably at an ATL, all-time low. And he was probably got home.
Do you think we're at an ATL?
Probably. Well, let's get to that later. He was probably walking home. His feet were heavy. He probably had,
his feet were heavy.
His feet were heavy.
I really liked that description. It feels like I'm reading a novel.
Well, he was walking on his feet all day because he's waiting tables.
I know, yeah.
He's in Los Angeles. There's no snow. Actually, not true.
Now there is because it's so cold here. We're thinking of moving.
He sees a homeless man on the street, and I'm just thinking about how he derived to this tweet in my head.
I really like it.
Process.
Yeah, keep going.
So he's waiting tables all day. He's working at a restaurant where he's not being tipped well by snotty yuppies in Los Angeles, and he's done with his shift. He walks home. It's cold. It's just been snowing in Los Angeles. It's 2012, right? Nicki Minaj is at the peak. He's hearing her songs all day long. And he walks home and he sees a homeless man. And I'm not saying it's right, but he makes the connection. And he tweets it when he gets home.
What do you think he saw in that homeless man that made him make the connection?
To Nicki Minaj? I mean...
Yeah, what can you imagine?
They both talk fast. They both... Not good. They both talk fast. That's one of the main things.
Yeah.
Why? What are you thinking about?
No, he's wearing lipstick.
Nothing wrong with that.
There was a homeless woman, Jill. Was her name Jill? In my neighborhood growing up as a kid, who I'd hide my gumballs from because I think she wanted to steal them, and
that's a bias.
It was a bias. She screamed a lot. Jill.
Would she ever threaten to take your gumballs?
No, she just screamed a lot and scared me.
Oh, that's
And she had
that's like Nicki Minaj.
bright pink red lipstick. And
2
that's
for 2.
it.
So that could have been Nicki Minaj.
Yep. She's okay. She was kind of old looking, but maybe it's just because, she was homeless.
That's the rap life.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm really glad that you made that story to defend him.
It's not to defend him. I think that, hey, once you arrive to Shang-Chi levels, you should purge your Twitter. But that's
wait,
also...
what did Nicki Minaj say about this?
I don't think...
It came out?
Nicki Minaj doesn't care.
I wanted her in a diss track.
You want her... She should...
She hasn't made music in a bit, huh?
She's probably at an ATL.
No, she's not an ATL. Maybe she's an ATH.
Oh, could be.
All-time high.
She had a kid. Does she have a kid? Does she have kids? I don't know.
I don't know.
Who knows? No. What she should, how like all the Marvel songs get like a cool rapper to like do the end track. I don't know what I'm talking about either. I haven't seen a Marvel
They should
movie
collab.
in like 10
What we're
years.
trying to say is that they should collab.
Feat Simu. In your next track, you will make $1 billion. Mend the beef.
I don't know. I don't think anyone else is aware of this beef but you. Because I'm aware of all the celebrity beef at all times, and I didn't know about that.
No, it wasn't even celebrity beef. Like, it was on a line of tweets that he had made, and people were trying to cancel him. I don't know.
Funny.
Which is really funny.
No, I don't think that's worth canceling. I think it's worth like a slap on the head, like, you stupid little kid.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous. I think it's embarrassing enough.
It's just really embarrassing.
But
also, it's like the fact that Marvel didn't go through his tweets and be like, hey, you're going to be the face.
Maybe it's a publicity stunt.
Well, they purged it, so they got rid of it on purpose. Like, they definitely
who did
went
that,
around.
Nikki's team or his?
It was probably... Why Nikki doesn't give a fuck?
Yeah, Nikki's upset about this.
Right, she's an ATL.
She's really upset.
She was outside screaming.
With her pink lipstick.
Yeah, she was outside screaming. She's on Citizen right now, screaming. Nicki Minaj
spotted
on North Vermont by the post office. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But it was interesting going on today and not being able to find anything.
That
it was
is
trending.
tea.
It was trending. People wanted him out. People wanted him out of Shang-Chi. People were like, find a new Shang-Chi. Replace him with another one, is what they were thinking.
I never saw that movie.
Me neither.
It's the only Marvel
Heard it
movie
sucked.
you talk about, though.
Yeah, I wonder. Really?
Yeah. You don't talk about any other Marvel movies.
I haven't seen it. I don't watch those.
I used to really love Marvel movies.
It's so bad now. It's
just
so
listen.
bad.
Just listen. It was never good. It was never good.
It was never good.
But I do think that when I went to
Bunch of
a
dumb idiots.
BFA and I was surrounded by people who were a little snobbish about TV. I'm snobbish about TV
All
now.
the idiots there liked it, though.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
They all loved it.
No.
Who didn't like it?
Chris did not like it.
He loves Marvel.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
I'm going to ask him.
He watches all of them. He watches every single
Maybe
one.
it's just because I dated Aaron. Like,
They
he's
all like
very
them.
strict on, like, he hates most things.
They suck.
Which is funny because I'm the pessimist in the relationship, but I used to enjoy most TV.
I think Marvel's terrible.
I think it's because your parents
But if
watch
you need
like
a new Shang-Chi, I'm here.
Oscar-nominated films. My parents watch the Fast and
Actually,
Furious
do cancel
movies.
Simu. I want to be Shang-Chi.
You don't want to be in a Marvel movie. When we first started dating, Aaron was like, I don't want to be famous and I would never do Marvel. And I was like, well, then I can't date you. Because I will be doing both.
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. I don't know if I do Marvel. If they gave me an offer.
I would do Marvel.
If you give me
Who
an
wouldn't
offer
do
right now,
Marvel?
I'll do it. No, you were like so against it.
Okay, but now I know what
and
money
your dad
is.
gives you shit about it. Don't lie.
Well, now I
Don't
know.
lie.
Okay. Whatever. Let's move on.
He's upset.
Let's move on. Let's just move on.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about now? A woman was found in Puerto Rico after being lost for 36 years. It's a really great story, actually. She went missing, and they found her in an old folks home in Puerto Rico. She's just been living her life. She was a missing person. She had a husband, and she had a family.
Did she run
no
away?
Kids. I didn't read that far because I saw the headline, and that made me feel good, which is a problem. But I saw the headline, made me feel good, moved on. But what happened was she was declared dead 36 years ago. But they found her. They did the DNA test. They're like, oh, that's her. She's fine. She's chilling. She actually has dementia now, but she's chilling.
I wonder if she ran
She's
away.
old. That's why. It's not like...
She probably ran away.
Yeah, but she's fine, clearly.
But maybe she wanted to not be found. So
I don't think it's going to be a problem now.
Well, no, not now.
But I think that is a way to live your life, you know?
To run away?
Just go to Puerto Rico and...
Was she from Puerto Rico?
I have no idea. I have no clue.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
So, can you sit up?
Yeah, I don't know how I slimmed so much.
Yeah. It's not going to look good on the camera.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to know genuinely what the most important thing is to you. And I can give you examples of myself, though I don't want to make it about me. But
I think it's just my close relationships, maintaining them.
Really, though?
Yeah.
What are your close relationships aside from your family and me?
That's it. What else do I maintain?
So me and your family. No, because this is a hot take. I don't think it's your family.
Okay. What do you think?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's your romantic relationships.
Okay.
And not just including me.
Okay.
Do you believe that?
I don't know. Sure.
Guess we'll never know.
Well, we'll think about it. This is episode 1. We can't give it all away right now. Like, we got to return to it in the future. Right, exactly.
I'll tell you mine. Because
okay,
I think that you want
wondering.
the pressure taken off of you right now.
Sure,
You're feeling a little pressure cooked.
Right.
Maybe. I want to say that it's acting. That is my passions. And I do believe that is my priority. But I think above all else, it's probably my family.
Great. Family or nothing. You are, yeah. We're like Fast and Furious.
Well, it's like, I don't think I want it. I think my entire family's top priority is family. Mm-hmm. And so I think that my goal when going to college and going away from home was like, oh, I don't want it to be my top priority, even though it will be my top priority. That's not what I mean by that, but I've always wanted it to be my career, you know? But I do think that I am more similar to my family than I think, and it's family at the end of the day. I guess we'll find out when I really have a career.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how, like in Fast and Furious 7.
You did not watch Fast and Furious 7.
For Gran, I watched Fast and Furious 7. I remember I was on a date with my middle school girlfriend at the time. She's married now. And we
did have a conversation about that today as well.
We were watching Fast and Furious 7. And
wait, can you describe
Fast 7?
I don't know. I didn't watch them.
The main guy. He's like, what a family. He reminds me of your dad.
I know who you're talking about.
What's his name? He has
Vin
a name.
Diesel.
Vin Diesel. Jesus Christ.
He does remind me of my dad.
Who was telling us that Vin Diesel was like flying in a private plane? And he like he was flying to a private plane for a movie screen. I heard he had like a movie screening. He went on a private plane, and they got him 2 private planes, and he only needed 1 or something. Do you remember this story?
Yes.
What happened? It was something ridiculous.
He only needed 1, and one of them flew without anyone in it.
Yeah, so
no, he did need both. Then
we go with the yelling. No, he didn't need both. I think he requested two because he said he was going to bring a ton of friends. And then he was like, I didn't bring the friends. So then but then they paid for it. And you can't just leave it at the airport.
I don't remember.
You can't just leave it at the airport.
But I know that it costs a lot of money to fly a private.
It costs an insane amount of money, and it's like so bad for the environment.
So bad.
But that's the thing about all of that. Like,
look, I wouldn't own a private jet, but if you offered me a private jet ride, I would take it. Especially if you have those like donuts that Kylie has in her private jets.
What do you mean?
She has like Kylie Air donuts. And when you go on Kim's private jet, she has pajama Skims laid out for you. Like 1000%. 10 years from now, the Kardashians will be inviting me on their private jets. And I will be on the podcast talking about it.
Well, the thing that's so funny when like executives or like, managers or agents, they're like, hey, we're going to book you first class. We're going to book you on the private jet. We'll give you this advance. We'll give you X, Y, and Z. Like, the talent is paying for it, It's not free.
So they book it for them?
Yeah, they'll book it for them. Or they'll say, hey, you get to fly. It's like in Bohemian Rhapsody or something where they're like, and you guys are going to be flying first class. We got you guys like the Villa Suite. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I thought that, if you're booked first class and your manager books it for you, wouldn't it be through a job? Like, wouldn't the movie be paying for it or something, quote unquote?
Doubt it. No.
Really?
No, they're paying for it. It's coming from you.
That's awful. That's a scam.
Yeah, of course. That's why.
And I would say 100%. I'll stay coach, I guess.
But they don't tell you that, right? They make you feel like, those like...
That's a shitty manager, then.
They all do it. They all do it. Those lavish gifts that they give you. A Rolex here. I was listening to a podcast where Tony Hawk was on. No, it wasn't a podcast. Or was it? I can't remember. It's really not important. Tony Hawk was sitting down and he was being asked how much he made off of the Tony Hawk games, the skateboard games.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know how much we made. But one time I met with guy at EA and he sort of runs Activision. And I sat down and he said, hey, the games are doing great. We're running it in sort of a retro mode and it's going to top to the charts. Here's a little thank you note from us. And it was a check for $1 million. Like, do you know how much Activision must be making?
It's just a gift from them?
They were like, here's a little bonus. Here's $1 million. Wink.
Okay, but this doesn't have to do with it being taken from his account or anything.
All I'm trying to
or
say
was
is
it
like
from the game?
No. What I'm trying to say though is like, if people are giving you gifts, they are making 10 times as much money off of you. That's what I'm saying.
But that's different than what you were saying before.
But that's you paying for it, is what I'm also saying. It's like the game is doing so well because it's Tony Hawk.
Okay, so your managers are making money off of you, so that's why they buy you first class. But your card isn't actually being charged.
Yeah, but you're paying for it still.
Okay, I completely interpreted this incorrectly. I would take the first class then.
And 100%. It's no, but it's still coming out of your paycheck.
Your paycheck?
No,
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I think you're saying two different things right now.
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Clarify.
What I'm saying is... No, I'm confused. What I'm saying is, for example, if you're flying first class, you, Sofia, you're paying for it out of your dollars and cents that you get from your paycheck. And if they're like, we'll book you first class, and you're like, woo, I'm booked first class.
They charge your card.
Yes, it's coming out of...
So how do they get your card information?
No. It's coming out of your paycheck from the gig. They're taking it out and they're booking the flight.
How do they get your paycheck?
The paycheck funnels through your management or your agency, and then it goes directly to you.
But what if the check is written out to you? They can't take the money. I'm just trying to think really logically about this, you guys.
What do you mean?
All right, I'm just going to suspend my...
Like when you book a gig, it goes through them and then it gets funneled back to you.
Okay.
And when these people are making... What I'm saying is it's like for me, if I'm doing a theater gig and I'm making $50 a week, I'm going to notice if I get less than $45. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm not... But if you're making $5 million a year...
Yeah.
Money just disappears.
Well, if I was making $5 million a year, I wouldn't mind sitting first class.
No, you know what I mean though.
Yeah.
But the idea that they present it as like we're doing this for you because you're a star.
That's messed up.
You're paying for all of it.
Yeah, that's awful.
It's all fake.
But you also do get a lot of free stuff as a star.
Of course. I'm talking specifically about
the travel.
Like when if they say here, take this BMW. You know what I mean? All these gifts.
So basically do not trust any gift that your manager gives you. And
you've paid for it in one way or another. Either
well, I think the way you pay for it matters.
Sure, I agree. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. Anyhow, folks, moving on. I'm trying to think what else was happening in the news that I saw. How much time do we have? We have a couple more minutes. Well, this was a successful first podcast, I would say.
This is kind of our second podcast.
Kind of our second podcast.
We did like a little cheat one, but I don't know.
Do you feel better about this one?
I think I feel better about this one, but I also feel like you're a little off today.
What do you mean?
You seem a little sad.
No, I'm great. I'm just tired. Today was exhausting.
I can tell you.
I'm a little sleepy.
You do look a little sleepy.
But that's okay. We'll do the next one in the daytime, I think.
Yeah. But the thing is that we never actually end up doing things in the daytime.
That's
this
very
is our
true.
issue.
That is our big.
So I do think we do. Are you okay? Oh my god. You're kind of a mess on this podcast. I'm not gonna lie. I expected you to be more put together than me, and it's really.
Well, this is the thing.
Off.
It's like, you know how Jimmy Kimmel presents as he's this.
Jesus Christ! Wash out your eye.
You know how Jimmy Kimmel presents as, like, for example, if Jimmy Kimmel had something in his eye, they'd cut it from the tape because it's not live. They pre-record like us, and then they cut the tape. His assistant would run up and say, "Hey, can I fix your eye?" They'd fix his eye, and then they'd cut, and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm Jimmy."
I heard he's really nice.
That's what they say.
Oh my god.
But unlike Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. Who was I talking about?
Yourself?
Unlike Jimmy Fallon, what I present as is I obviously present as this perfect specimen of a person.
We're both in our PJs right now. I just want you to see.
But I show my flaws.
Yeah, you do. And so do I.
Anyway, I want this to be the next big thing. I can't wait for my slice.
I hope you all enjoyed our first podcast. We will see if we post it or not. I'm not really sure. One day.
We'll post it like tomorrow.
I'm not going to lie, you guys. Get really anxious about posting things. And today when I was on a walk with Alex, she was like, yeah, you know, like when you see Sophia's me, post on her story, like, okay, you're making me really fucking nervous with your eyes. So can you like open your eye?
Oh my God.
Just put it.
I'm not going to put that in my eye.
Please. It's making me feel crusty.
When you feel Sofia post.
When you see, what is wrong with you?
I think I'm dying.
Oh my God. I think we should have cut the podcast a long time ago, honestly, with how you're doing right now.
No, let's keep going. Let's go for 2 more hours.
Is it because you drank?
No, it's not. That did not affect my eyes being dry.
He gets affected by alcohol really easily. He's a lightweight. I think it's making you sleepy.
Do you want to finish your story? Do you want to finish the story that you started?
Sorry. Alex basically told me that when you see me post, it's like, oh wow, Sophia's posted for the first time in a while. I might as well look at it. I think she was saying this in a complimentary, sweet way because she's always hyping me up. But I was like,
okay, but there's something to that. There's something to that appeal. Like, we're gonna be posting like once a week to be like, oh my god, what are they gonna say?
but I'm not like, guys, let me tell you, I really want to make TikToks, like just for myself, just because I love vlogging. What is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You know what? You do the closing remarks.
You want to do vlogs?
I want to do vlogs, and I can't because
This is
of
a
TikTok.
long-term
I don't
vlog.
understand TikTok. I don't understand technology. It really frustrates me. This is why we're here today using these mics, because it's the only thing I know how to use. Aaron, please close us out.
Great. Okay, I'm going to close this out with a reflection of the week that we can say in 3 words. But before, there's actually one more thing that I want to say. I feel, you know what? We'll save it for the next episode.
Say it. Sorry.
I was thinking about how, no, it's time. We got to wrap this. So let's close the show with 3 words reflecting on our week. You have 3 words to reflect your whole week on. You have 3 words. And it has to be your whole
you
week.
First.
Me first.
Sit up.
I'm thinking. Homeless Nicki Minaj.
That wasn't your whole week. Mine is pineapple, tired, frazzle. No.
That's 3 words.
Craving.
Okay, great.
Craving.
Thank you guys for tuning in this first time. There's only 40,000 more days of Lent, 200 more days of Hanukkah. God bless you and the troops. Good night, folks. This is Jimmy Fallon and Andy Richter, and we hope that you enjoyed this time together. Now we got to drop the mic. Cut. Me? What?